Had here sitting in the room with you a Ben Bait and a Chaver of Rabbi Eliezer Berlin, Rabbi Berlin. It's all about Hakarat HaTov. This whole world is about Hakarat HaTov, to the Kadosh Baruch Hu and to your fellow man, your wife. We wouldn't have Uman if Mr. Ginsburg, sitting here quietly over here, didn't stick his neck out with Rav Michal years ago and make sure that we had legally a place to go in the Ukraine. The Chod Sanya, Rabbi Berlin, I want to thank you for being Moise Nefesh for Rabbeinu Zal, being Moise Nefesh for making this Bet HaKnesset, being Moise Nefesh to bring Rabbeinu Zal into the community. And it is Moise Nefesh on his part. He gives up his privacy, he gives up his children's privacy, he gives up all of his parnasah, he gives up his whole life. And we all owe him a hakaras hatov, not only in a thank you and verbally in words, but in any way that we possibly can to turn around and help him and his family make sure that they're able to continue doing what they're doing here in the community. I also want to, the shoots called Shvizin and Benuzal. I also want to thank Mayor Gerstein of Everyone Bagel and Heshe Tritel. Thank you very, very much. I'm not going to speak for about a minute and a half. And I wanted to just say, this has been on me. Sukkot is a time for Eitzos, Eitzot, for counsel. We're sitting in the Sukkah and we look to improve ourselves. We're here surrounded by the Shekinah. We can ask the Ushpizin for almost any help that we need in having to do with their midah. Moshe Rabbeinu, we can ask him to teach us Torah and to let us learn Torah. Yosef Tzaddik, we can ask him to help us with Shmir Sanayim and to perfect ourselves in the Brit. But we all know that we went through Rosh Hashanah, we went through Slikus, went through Rosh Hashanah, went through Yom Kippur, and the judgment's not final, it's not sealed till the end of this week. Hoshana Rabbah, Shmini Atzeres and Hoshana Rabbah. And we also hold even until Hanukkah, but we know that it gets sealed now somewhat coming up. So how do we secure for ourselves a good judgment? And how do we improve our lives that we can be happier and that Hashem will like us better and shower us with happiness and shower us with good favor and shower us with shalom bayis and shower us with parnasa and shower us with the good health that we all need very badly and shower us with protecting us and protecting Eretz Yisrael and protecting our families and here and there. How do we achieve that? So we all know Rabbi Nachman discusses this, and we all know the main points that he discusses about his strong Torahs. But one Torah that he brings out that is probably higher than all the rest is the Zamra. And the Zamra speaks about judging everybody favorably and judging yourself favorably. I'm just going to touch upon the judging others favorably right now. I just want to bring the Makors that we have right here in Crossing the Narrow Bridge. Rashi brings down, says, judge everybody favorably. It says, in Pirkei Avot. And Rashi says, this promotes peace, this promotes shalom. And Masechet Shabbos, it says, one who judges others favorably is himself judged favorably. In Lukutei Moharan, Rav Nosson Zal says in the Rabbeinu Zal's name, God's way is to focus on the good. Even if there are things which are not so good, he only looks for the good. So that's Hashem. And it goes on to say, how much more so do we have to avoid focusing on the faults of our friends? We're obligated to only seek good. And it says, always. We always have to seek good. So, and again, these are not my words. That's for sure not. I think this life here that we live in Brooklyn is a fast-paced running life. And we're all moving in a whirlwind of needing to do what we need to do when we need to do it. We need to pray and everything's on the clock. And sometimes, we see people doing things and we don't like what they're doing. And sometimes we see people in business and we don't like what they're doing in business. And sometimes we see Jews walking the street and we make fun of them. Sometimes we see a guy with a tattoo in a mikveh and we make fun of him. And you know what? Rabbeinu Zal says, no, that's not the way. The way is, look for the Nekuda Tova, even in the worst Russia you can find. And you know what happens when you look for the Nekuda Tova in the worst Russia you can find? Hashem brings good judgment on that fellow and helps him come back to Hashem. Just by you thinking good thought on this person. You don't have to talk, you don't have to say anything, you can just think the good point. Halavai, more so, a friend. A friend, you should, guys in your shul, people around you in your community, your wife, your business partner, your whatever it is that is around you in your life. The best thing that we could do is look to the good points of others and merit them for good. Most of us are fathers here, and when you come home and your kids are yelling at each other or tearing each other's hair out, what kind of nachas does that give you? Nachat does that give you? It eats your heart out. And sometimes you want to take one kid and pull him away from the other kid and spank that kid. But when your children play and they get along nicely and you have nachat from all your children together, and you thank Hashem, thank you Hashem for that my children, everyone's playing together. And look how nicely they get along. I want to take them out now. Let me take my kids out now and let me take them somewhere nice and treat them. Let me take them for an ice cream. Let me do something. They don't even have to ask. When my children play nicely together, they don't even have to ask for what they want. I'm going to go ahead and do for them before they even ask me. So, V'havdil, Hashem. You imagine Hashem, who's all merciful. He sees us not getting along with each other. For what reason? He runs the world. He's the one that gives the panasa. He's the one that runs way things are going to work in the world. We don't have to worry. Only thing we have to worry about is ourselves. Take care of ourselves properly and think good on others. The Zamra says, judge others favorably, and Hashem will judge you favorably also. And that's what we need. We need good judgment. We need to have good judgment for us, so we can bring Mashiach Tzidkenu to right away, B'ezrat Hashem. And one last point, I just want to bring it out. That was, a lot of us see a lot of Yidden in the world, and we say, how is Mashiach ever going to come if those Yidden, they know nothing about Judaism? What do we have to do? This is likewise. If you have it in your heart, and you open up and say a capital of Tehillim, or learning Torah, anything, and you have in your mind that this is all for all Klal Yisrael. We're all one. We're all part of the same body. Hashem manages to bring those rechokim back, and that's how Hashem will bring Mashiach. We don't have to put the whole world on the shoulder or think that Mashiach cannot come because there are Yidden around the world that are not Mekarav to Hashem. Hashem knows exactly what He's doing and can handle the world the way He wants to. But at the same time, He wants us to do our job, and our job is not to, Chas v'shalom, look negatively on others. We have to look positively on others and look for good points in others. And Baruch Hashem, I see the Mispalim in this Beit Knesset who are only friendly and happy to each other and have achdus with each other. It's an amazing thing. And Moshe always going around with a smile on his face and carving other people and the feeling of warmth, Yisrael Plout, and all the Mispalim here have this midah and this bavada they learn from